Have you ever pondered how France, an iconic nation with a rich tapestry of culture and history, took shape on the world map? The question, while intriguing, holds significant implications. Understanding the historical evolution of France's geographical boundaries offers a unique lens to view not just the birth of a nation, but the shaping of a civilization. Its formation is a tale brimming with twists and turns, a narrative intricately woven through the ages. Join us on this riveting journey as we unravel the creation of France on the geographical map. Our story begins with the earliest known maps of France. In these primitive sketches, we see the first inklings of what would eventually become the nation we recognize today. The stage was set in prehistoric times, with the landmass we now know as France being home to some of the earliest human settlements. As we move forward in time, we arrive at the Roman period. The Romans, with their knack for infrastructure and organization, divided the region into provinces, a concept that still echoes in the administrative divisions of France today. They called this region Gaul. Their influence was profound, and the remnants of Roman roads, aqueducts, and cities are still visible and cherished in France today. Yet the landscape of France as we know it didn't truly start to take shape until the fall of the Western Roman Empire. As the Roman Empire crumbled, the Franks, a collection of Germanic tribes, began to rise in power and influence. Under their rule, the region started to coalesce, and the identity of what would become France began to solidify. It was during this period that the name France, derived from the Latin Francia, meaning land of the Franks, began to be used. The Franks' rule, particularly under the Merovingian and Carolingian dynasties, was a crucial period in the formation of France. It was under their stewardship that the Christianization of France took place, a significant event that would shape the cultural and social fabric of the nation for centuries to come. The Franks' rule wasn't without its challenges, though. The division of the Carolingian Empire in the 9th century led to a period of fragmentation and conflict. Yet these trials and tribulations served as a crucible, out of which the nascent entity of France emerged stronger and more unified. The foundation was laid, and from these early roots, the entity that we now know as France began to evolve. The maps may have changed, the borders shifted, and the rulers come and gone, but the spirit of France, forged in the fires of history, has remained indomitable. As we move into the Middle Ages, the outline of modern France starts to become discernible. The Middle Ages was a period of profound transformation for France, a time of turmoil, yet also of consolidation. The geopolitical landscape of what we now know as France began to take shape, with the region undergoing significant changes due to a myriad of factors. One of the most pivotal events of this era was the 100 Years' War. This protracted conflict, which lasted from the mid-14th to the mid-15th century, was a turning point in the formation of modern France. This war was more than just English archers against French knights. It was a battle for the soul and sovereignty of France. The war saw the rise of strong French leaders like King Charles VII and the iconic Joan of Arc, who rallied the French and helped turn the tide against the English. By the end of the war, the English had been expelled from most of France, and the French monarchy had asserted its control over the majority of the country. But the Middle Ages was just the beginning. The French Revolution in the late 18th century was another significant milestone. It not only overthrew the monarchy but also led to radical social and political changes. The ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity became the bedrock of French society. Then came the Napoleon era, a time of military triumphs and territorial expansion. Napoleon Bonaparte, with his grand vision of a unified Europe under French control, reshaped the map of France, annexing various territories and establishing new administrative divisions. These historical events, coupled with numerous others, gradually shaped the nation we know today as France. The process was tumultuous, filled with wars, revolutions, and periods of intense change. But these trials and tribulations ultimately led to the formation of a unified, strong, and distinct nation. By the end of the 19th century, the map of France as we know it today was largely in place. The creation of France on a geographical map is a tale of power, politics, and perseverance. From the earliest known maps through the tumultuous Middle Ages, France's boundaries were drawn and redrawn. Key events like the 100 Years' War and the French Revolution played significant roles in defining the modern borders. This journey signifies not just geographical changes, but also the evolution of a culture, a nation, a people. The next time you look at a map of France, remember the centuries of history that shaped this fascinating nation.